I am here in Kobe, Japan at ICANN64 with Joanna Kuleshak. She is a Uralo member and co-chair of the Capacity Building Working Group, and with Daniel Nanjaka. He's an Uralo member and chair of the Outreach and Engagement Subcommittee. Welcome both.
Thank you.
Joanna, let's start with you. This is a very significant year for the at-large community, with activities such as the At-Large Summit coming up in Montreal and the implementation of the At-Large Review. With these activities coming up and being implemented, what are the goals of the capacity building working groups? And what are the opportunities that you see, and perhaps the challenges that are coming your way?
Indeed, Sylvia, those are very pointed questions. We are now facing short deadlines when it comes to planning for Atlas 3, where we are hoping to bring 60 top community leaders to Montreal. In terms of capacity building, this means we need to get the resources ready to make them from good leaders to better leaders. We are looking into the courses that are available on ICANN Learn, but also resources available through the capacity building program in previous years. We are making a selection of those that will be most relevant to our incoming leaders, and we are preparing an agenda for Atlas 3 in terms of capacity building. Our longer-term goals include fueling the ICANN Learn platform with more information that is up-to-date and that is relevant for the community. We are putting emphasis on regional diversity. At-large is global, it works through regions, so we want to make sure that all the themes that are important in the regions are well reflected in the global ICANN Learn platform. And speaking of the regions, our third main agenda topic are what we call hot topics. So we are looking into the regions, trying to get a good understanding of the issues that are most important to the community within those regions. So reaching down to the at-large structures and to individual members in each region, we try to identify the challenges that they are facing. We will then have them reflected within hot topics that are prepared by the regions. That work is primarily done, and we are now at the stage where we try to summarize those in one document that will lead us forward in this year and beyond. So we're trying to figure out what are the most relevant themes for the global community. We will try to prepare a list and move on from there, fueling capacity building, providing courses, but also doing one-to-one mentoring, the onboarding program, getting that revived and revamped to better meet the needs of our incoming leaders.
Very good, Joanna. That sounds like a very comprehensive plan and is making use of the resources at your disposal within ICANN. So I wish you much success on these projects and tasks. And Daniel, as chair of the Outreach and Engagement Working Group, which plays a significant role between the ALAC, the RALOs, and the LSs, what are the priorities and the strategy that you have for your group this year?
That's a very great question. I'd like to reference back to the at-large review recommendations proposal that was drafted in the last 1 year. The key outcomes highlighted a pivotal point whereby the community has to be reached out to, and also to be able to come up with appropriate engagement strategies. I'll just simply mention one of the key challenges that came up from the review proposal was there was a need to bridge the gap between the global stakeholder engagement team together with the regions, and then also the regional internet registries had to come into strong collaboration with the RALOs. And I would like to mention that in the strategy that was drafted, I'm very happy to share that already the implementation has started going on with the first ever regional leaders collaborative workshop, which brought in a lot of insightful collaborations, sharing of activities, events to mention. Then also another issue that came up in the recommendation, which is worked on, which came from the at-large review, was the issue of collaboration within the different stakeholders. And during this ICANN64 meeting, we have seen already like 2 collaborations going on, which is the collaboration together with the non-commercial user constituency in their respective joint outreach program. And we have seen also NPOC, which is the non-profit organizations constituency, coming together with at-large to discuss this further. So this shows a very strong level of engagement. But what is our key priority? Our key priority is to make sure that to implement appropriate, meaningful engagement in the policy advisory processes of at-large. And how do we get this with the respective community? We reach out to the communities, we engage with them, get their feedback, since the mandate of at-large is to represent the views of the end users. And these reviews come in within the at-large advisory policy development processes that come underway. And I think this is something that is really coming on strongly, especially with strong collaboration with the capacity building working group, just like Joanna mentioned, strong collaboration with other working groups like the social media working group. And this is the kind of collaboration that we always want and that we have been yearning for, which is strongly detailed in the strategy. And I'm also happy to share that this strategy will be going until the end of the ICANN strategic plan, and then we shall be able to come up with appropriate recommendations, which will be able to be referred. Either we shall have to come up with new recommendations, or we shall proceed with these ones to be able to make sure that they get appropriate impact within the communities. I think that is something that we are prioritizing so much as Outreach and Engagement Working Group. Yes.
Excellent, Daniel. It sounds like the implementation is well underway. The working groups are working in synergies, not only within at-large, but also with the other communities. And that's a strength. And I'm sure that will have a great effects in the strategy for at-large.
Just one more thing is that previously, there have been a lot of silos. The groups have been working in silos. And starting from this ICANN64, we're seeing the silos being broken. And we're seeing more collaboration. And I was very happy to mention that in the Regional Leaders Workshop, when we saw Sally giving appropriate feedback regarding to the study that was carrying out, it shows the level of engagement that is coming from the communities. And we saw that when the data was being gathered, we saw very high participation coming from at-large compared to the other constituents. I think, Joanna, you must have seen that one very clearly because you were in that workshop. And to me, that shows that, okay, we are getting feedback, but how are we conducting meaningful engagement? And when you look at engagement, one of the key things that came up in engagement was skill building. And Joanna's working group is working so well on that building skills. Would you want to expand more about the skill building?
Well, we are doing our best. I think it's a good point. It's a good time for at-large to build capacities and bring in new leaders. So we welcome everyone.
Excellent. I see the groups are collaborating together and are working in synergies and are making the community stronger, more vibrant. And well, I thank you both for your commitment, for the passion that you put in this work, and much success this year. Thank you.
Very much, Sylvia.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.